Whew, what a week of football, man. You ready to go over the games this week?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, we're going to talk about it. Good afternoon, sports fans. And well, you know what? I always say sports fans for some reason. When do we ever talk about any other sport except for football? For God's sakes.
Maybe the abs once in a while.
I know, right? It's like maybe I should do NFL fans or something like that. Good afternoon, NFL fans.
There we go.
There we go. Maybe that's canon now. I don't know. And welcome, one and all, to this episode of the Trajan Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler and Kansas City Chiefs fanatic, Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, by my good friend, the limp terrible towel twirling Trajan. What a week of football this has been. We had heartbreak. We had unbelievable comebacks. We had more heartbreak. We had more unbelievable comebacks. And then we had two ass whoopings on Monday Night Football. How about that? This is weird enough saying we had two games on Monday Night Football.
No, that was I was thrown off on it, and it only two teams showed up, so we could have just had one game.
Could we just have the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles and just call it square at that point?
Would have been a game.
That would have been a game, and who knows? That might be a potential Super Bowl matchup. You never know. The way the Eagles are playing right now, it could very well happen. But on that note, we will cover that at a later time. But we will go on now to what happened on Thursday night, and this was yet another game that I got to witness live. So let's hear it, Kingdom. How about those Chiefs? When you're down by 10, when you've got Patrick Mahomes, you sure as hell are not out. And boy, oh boy, another great comeback by number 15 in that offense. The defense stepped up when they needed to. Kansas City Chiefs win by a final score of 27-24. What a fun Thursday night game that I got to witness. We'll start here with Pat Mahomes completing 24 out of 35 passes for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, and this is weird. I could have swore there might have been like 3 or 4 INTs, but it's showing 0. I'm not sure why. That's weird.
Yeah, there should have been. There should have been.
It's just the way Mahomes throws it, you know. It's only the kind of balls that his receivers can catch. It's whenever an opponent tries to catch it, they just can't do it for some reason. They can't crack the code. Great performance by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 8 attempts, 74 yards. He had a 52-yard run that was very, very key late in the game to help set up the actual game-winning field goal, the one that put it up by 2 scores. The Chargers getting a touchdown late in the game. 2 touchdown passes, one by a guy I was really looking forward to hoping he make the team, Justin Watson. An excellent catch. 41-yard touchdown strike, and Jerick McKinnon on a classic Mahomes scramble where it's always hilarious when this happens. He'll roll to the right, he'll make one guy miss, and then there'll be a linebacker or someone in limbo where it's like, uh-oh, do I go after Mahomes or do I drop back into coverage? What do I go to? But at that point, it's too late. Nice sidearm throw to Jerick McKinnon. That was the first score of the game that dropped the deficit from 10 points to 3 points in the second quarter. But on that note, let's talk about the defense a little bit, because we got Chris Jones finally showing up. 2 sacks, a tackle for loss, and he almost he got hit right in the face, almost got an interception. But that honor belonged to the other Watson. And no, they are not brothers. they are brothers from other mothers. But Jalen Watson, who, what a story, you know, 3 years ago was cooking hamburgers over at Wendy's and then got a chance to play in college. 7th round draft pick, great pickup by Brett Veach. Runs a pick 6, 100 yards to the house. I have to be honest here. When it was 1st and goal, I was looking down at my phone just for one moment, one split second, and then the place exploded. I look up and he's already at the 50-yard line. That's how quick it was. He got it. A great block by L'Jarius Sneed to clear some space, but he took it to the house in what was definitely the game-changing play of the game, and what helped put the Chiefs over the top and puts them 1-0 in the AFC West. Your thoughts, Trajan?
Well, I mean, you said with Mahomes anything's possible. I think it's the defense that should get the credit on this one.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Does not make the play there. I think you lose that game.
I don't disagree with that. You know, Mahomes is what brought them back into it. The defense is what put them over the top. Maybe that's how I should have clarified it.
Yeah. But unfortunately, yes, you did good. Yeah, whatever.
You sound like you're ready to talk about something.
No, we can keep talking about your game.
Oh, are you sure? I mean, I could go for another 15 minutes, but why would I stand in the people's way of our first edition of, drumroll please, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to I Don't Want to Talk About It. So, Trajan, let's talk about it.
First one of the year, and it has to be me. Oh my goodness. Well, so started out decent as our offense can produce, but defense kept us alive like they usually do, and offense just did not do anything with it. And it's looking like the same old story from last year. The excuse of Big Ben is out of it, and he can't run this offense is starting to look a little hollow there. It's just every single play seems like it has to be dunked off. Trubisky, another game where it wasn't that good. I mean, he had a grand total of 163 yards, I think it was.
168, yep.
168, yeah. And one interception. He did have one touchdown, but at that point, the fans were already calling for Kenny Pickett. Najee Harris, 15 carries, 49 yards. What do you expect? Every defensive guy is within 10 yards of the line. They know we're not going to throw it deep. So I don't know how they think we're going to run it. He did pick up some receiving yards. He had another 40 yards with that, so a total of 89 yards on the day, which for our offense is pretty dang good. That's pretty sad. But Deontay Johnson, still a stud, 6 catches, 57 yards. But this offense has to push the field. Defensively, we folded at the end, but they've been playing the whole time. You can't expect your defense to stop every single play. And this game ultimately came down to a botched punt, a muffed punt. That put him up. That's 7 of the 17 points right there. And it just was not good. Not good enough.
You know, it's interesting. It obviously TJ Watt is a big part of the defense. It just seemed like he is all of your defense. There was hardly any pass rush at all, hardly any pressure on Mac Jones. Mac Jones did make his mistakes. They just didn't seem like they were more than just on his own. Yes, Minka did get the interception early on in the game where it was I believe I texted you this is like, you take the ball, no you take the ball, no you take the ball. Neither offense really wanted to do anything. It was just the Patriots offense that was the first team to figure things out, it seemed like.
Yeah, exactly. It's disappointing because it's our home opener and we lost to the Patriots yet again. And
these have to be your rivals that aren't even in the same division.
Yeah, no, I just don't know what the answer is here. I want to blame Trubisky for it, but I can't because I think ultimately it's our offensive coordinator calling these plays, and I just don't know what it's going to take. I think Tomlin, his baby is the defense. He usually is only on that side and lets the offensive coordinator coordinate that. I think he's probably going to have to step in and say, hey, we're we're throwing deep because Tomlin likes taking risks,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't see him being just careful the whole time.
He likes taking risks, and he's, relatively successful with taking risks, and that definitely helps your case as far as running a successful offense. Especially if you've got a young quarterback too that wants to, assert his dominance in a very offensive league, a very pass friendly league. It's like you said, you can only run with Najee for so long, but that's when you have a defense as good as New England, you can't be one dimensional. You really just can't.
You gotta spread that field.
Absolutely. Well, I will no longer prolong your torture. You've done enough talking here too. But what I will talk about now is something else. I will be talking about the scoreboard right here. Ba-bam!
Gosh, I don't even want to see that. I don't want to talk about that either.
Oh, we're talking about it, baby. It is 3-0. My lead is just getting stronger and stronger as the weeks go by. Oh, wait, did you? Who did you pick?
Maybe.
I'm not sure you did, honestly.
I thought Miami was my pick last week. Was the upset?
Was it?
Baltimore?
Upset
Yeah.
over Baltimore? Oh, that's right. All right. Well, my lead is still up there.
Point.
My lead's still up there.
Don't rob that from me.
3-1 is the score. I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0 for my upset picks. This is freaking crazy right now. Of course, it should have been an easy one. The fact that the Jags always do well at Duval against the Colts, and although it was kind of dicey there for a second, the Rams did in fact take down the Falcons, and my high rollers was not correct. However, Miami and Baltimore, what a game that was! A combined 80 points between those two teams. So we shall definitely see. We shall see this week if either of us can get that right, because I think that's the only one that has not been predicted correctly yet.
No, it's been a different team each week.
It has. Alrighty, well, starting with our locks, I think this will be a pretty easy pick considering how near dominant this team has been. I got the Eagles over the Washington Redskins. I mean the Washington Commies. I mean the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that football team.
That football team, that's right. That one football team from Washington, yeah. The way the Eagles have been, especially after playing Minnesota, which, on the outset looked like that could have been a really close game, but Philly they just seemed like the better team on both sides of the ball. Jalen Hurts has really stepped out into his own, and the fact that he's got some weapons like an A.J. Brown at his disposal, things are looking really good for the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's a sellout pick, but I'll allow it. You know what? These last couple weeks really haven't been that high, but I'm doubling down. I'm putting it on the Steelers. You can count on them winning this week versus the Browns.
Maybe third time's the charm. You are 0-2 with your locks, so let's see if the
This
third
time
time's
I'm
the
going on
charm.
the team. I'm going on the team.
Fine, I'll do it myself. All right, Thursday night football, which is actually tonight at the time this will be uploaded. So the Steelers over the Browns, which will be that'll be an interesting game. I mean, we saw the classic choke job that happened with the Browns giving up a win to the Jets, like almost to the last second. That was craziness how that happened. Moving on to the upsets, and this is going to be a fun one because the way Minnesota looked on Monday night, this could very well happen. I've got the Detroit Lions repeating last year, taking down the Minnesota Vikings. It's just oh, go ahead.
That's a good pick. I like it.
Yeah. I think Detroit's starting to figure stuff out. Minnesota kind of stumbling on themselves a little bit, so we'll see if, like I said, I would be surprised if I was incorrect on this one. Minnesota, that might have just been a fluke last Monday night. They may figure their stuff out, but boy, Detroit seems more motivated than ever, so we'll see how that goes.
All right. So are you ready for this upset?
Oh boy, what we got here?
Jets, riding high off of beating Cleveland, are going to the defending AFC champions.
Wow.
And they're going to take on the Bengals.
Actually, nothing would please me more.
Right?
That would be so good. And actually, the way the Bengals have been, they just lost to a backup quarterback, albeit that defense of Dallas is still intact, and that is a tough defense to go against.
Yes.
And, everyone talks about, well, the offensive line issues are fixed for Joe Burrow. I'm not seeing it the way these last 2 weeks have been.
They could gel together as the season goes on, but
will Burrow survive by then?
I don't know, and I don't think Burrow has confidence in that offensive line.
Ooh,
I think when he goes back, he's expecting to get hit.
It's tough to have confidence the way these last 2 weeks have been, but hey, you never know. They could bounce back, and the Jets would be a good team to try to assert your will over. But man, wouldn't it be hilarious? 2 weeks in a row, the New York Jets take down an AFC North team.
It might be wishful thinking at this point, but I'm just going to say it's my upset.
There you go. Look at you going the Steeler route. You got Steelers winning. You got the Bengals losing. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, let's continue this going here with the high rollers. And I was back and forth on this one for a while. There were several games where I could pick, but I think this might be a sleeper here. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I mean, they both can still sling it. I think even though, it's going to be without Mike Evans, Brady's still got some weapons to his disposal. Even it's going to be no Evans and no Devontae Adams. There you go. It's a marquee matchup. But, yeah, I could see this game going, 41-38. Mason Crosby game-winning field goal, probably in favor of the Packers. But, yeah, I'm going Green Bay TB.
Oh, my gosh. That's bold. I will give you that. That's a bold pick there. My high rollers of the week are none other than last week's really high scorers. It's Buffalo versus Miami. Both of them put up over 40 points last week. I think it's going to happen again. I think this is going to be a shootout.
Anybody that has Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Gabriel Davis on their fantasy teams are gonna have a pretty good week this week. That probably will most likely be the case. That was the one I was kind of going back and forth with, but at the same time, it's really tough to see teams go put up 40 plus points, two weeks in a row. So we shall see how that happens. But once again, to our fans out there, leave a comment down below. Leave your picks. Who are your locks? Who are your upsets? Who are your high rollers? As I mentioned earlier, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be taking on the Cleveland Browns tonight, live on Amazon Prime. So hopefully the stream services are better than they were last week. Like I said, I was at the game, so I didn't see a whole lot of that. But I heard there were some difficulties technically wise with the Amazon stream.
Yeah, for a little bit there, it was lagging behind on the voice on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to go off smoothly. Jeff Bezos will be happy.
Absolutely, right? So your guarantee is there will not be an I don't want to talk about it episode 2 this coming week, at least not on your side.
I swear on Big Ben's grave.
Oh, oh dear. It's quite the thing to swear upon.
He's not dead yet.
Yeah, right. No, the him and the memes of him are still very much alive. And on Sunday at 12 o'clock noon, the Kansas City Chiefs will be going on the road to take on the Indianapolis Colts, and I will be there live and in person. I'm just joking. The money pits run dry. I need to build up my income again. Justin Gray and I need to start winning more matches so we can start building up money. I can go to games again. But yes, the Chiefs are on the road taking on the 0-2 Indianapolis Colts. But as the old saying goes, any given Sunday, they still need to go out and play the game. So as long as we can keep Matty Ice, in the pocket and keep Jonathan Taylor as a non-factor to the best of our ability, I'm confident our offense and defense will take care of business, and hopefully we go into week 4 3-0. So and apparently according to actually last week according to Trajan was when our lucks would start turning downhill. I don't remember. Did you say we were going to win this one or lose this one? I can't remember honestly.
You're losing this one.
We're losing this one. Okay, that's right.
We have look against the Colts.
That's right. We lose against the Colts, and then next week we're going to lose to the Buccaneers too. So. So let's see if we can prove him wrong 2 weeks in a row. But on that note, any closing thoughts before we wrap things up here?
Oh, I hope I'm right. That's my thoughts. I hope I'm right.
About what?
The Steelers winning.
At least, at least.
Or the Chiefs losing. If the Chiefs lose and not we lose, I think I'll be happy.
You'll survive.
I'll survive.
Okay, well, good to hear. All right, well I know what to aspire for next week. So, on that note, thank you everybody so much for watching. Click like if you liked the video. Click subscribe if you really enjoyed it. Tell all of your friends, and we will see you next week for our Week 4 preview. And as always, this is Temple and Trajan signing off.